So as you can see, I've already started painting before I even pressed record. I was still adjusting out of my usual way of painting, which is just painting without any presence of a camera. Painting is the one thing that I can do that can keep me away from technology. And the fact that now I have to fuse these two worlds together I had to adjust. And at the moment, I don't have a tripod stand. So I was actually recording, holding the phone in my hand while I was painting. And it was a little bit challenging, I have to say, but eventually it worked. And yeah, just focusing there on the ocean. I want to tell you a little bit about this painting before we get any further. It's an illustration of a family. This is like one part of two paintings. The other one, I have not started it yet, but yes, you will see it. The more you watch, keep tuned on this channel, press that like button, press the subscribe and the notification bell. You will get to follow the story that I'm creating here. So this particular scene is set in paradise. This is a paradise island. And I was visualizing myself, me and my family, living in this paradise island. What eternal life in paradise through Jesus Christ would mean for me and my family. So I rendered that into a visual representation. As you can see there, okay, I finished a little bit of the ocean. So I was envisioning that, and I really now, it's really now that I've found my voice in art, because I feel like previously, even though I was making art, I was just not telling my own story. And I knew that was the missing ingredient that was going to change everything for me, because I could make really good art. I know how to really use my brush. I know how to paint. I know how to draw. And I'm going to be making a lot of tutorial videos out here for you that we are going to learn and grow together from. But yeah, that's why I felt like something was missing for such a long time. But when I met my partner is a Jehovah's Witness. Yeah, his whole family, they are Jehovah's Witnesses. They've been doing the missionary work. And the work that Jehovah's Witnesses have been doing over the years is so amazing. Like to be so dedicated to spreading the good news, that even if their lives are put in danger, their faith, it doesn't shake. It just gets stronger, And it's only now that I'm older that I'm starting to really appreciate the work that they do, because now the way that things are, it's a spiritual war, and in a spiritual war, you need spiritual armor. And for me, the best spiritual armor has been knowing Jehovah. Jehovah has always been in my life since the day that I was born. I've always known that there is this higher force that is guiding me. There's just this loving parental figure that I cannot see with my own eyes, but I can see what's happening in my life. And I know that this is not from my own efforts or just from my parents' own efforts. They are receiving help from a higher source as well. And as a matter of fact, my mother prays to Jehovah. Every time we prayed at home since I was a baby, she has been praying to Jehovah. That's how I knew that God's name is Jehovah. But it's just that my parents were not really religious people, and also they did not teach me a lot about Jesus Christ or Jehovah. They just taught me the principalities, I guess. And, parents can only do so much. We can't persecute our parents and condemn them for not teaching us those things. But it's really amazing when, I came across this knowledge and how I came across this knowledge. And I feel so blessed to have
the
a
father
partner
of my children,
such as my.
And now that I have a family of my own, now that God has blessed me with a family of my own, I want to teach them the things that I never got to learn at a young age, that are now that I'm learning them, I can see the value and just how enriching they are to my life, how they've improved the quality of my life, just knowing Jehovah. And yeah, this art that I make it's all about that. It's all about that. I am envisioning myself. I am creating my reality through visualization, and I'm using my art, my artistic skills to bring that visualization into paintings or other artworks that I may do that will represent that reality. And that's the power of art. I remember looking, and my great uncle used to read Imboniselo Novugani. Those are the Watchtower zines. He used to read those little pamphlets, but I was younger then. But now that I'm older, I've remembered them. I remember them now. That, oh my gosh, I used to be so awed by the illustrations inside of those little zines. I used to love those illustrations. And come to think of it, that could have been a seed. That could have been the seed that was planted, that grew into this passion that I have for art right now. Yeah, it makes sense when I think about it like that. It makes sense. And yeah, I feel like my art finally has a purpose. I feel like my art finally has a purpose now that I'm doing it for a higher good, now that I'm doing it for Jehovah's glory. And I feel blessed to be able to use my skill to do that. And listen, there are so many books that I want to share with you that I am enjoying to read right now, and they are just fueling my art, taking it to another level. Because I am actually working on an exhibition, my first solo exhibition. The exhibition will be called Indalo kaYehova uThixo inhle iyaphilisa. That's my native language, it's Xhosa, but in English it means Jehovah's creation is beautiful. It heals us. So that's the theme, that's the overall theme of my solo exhibition. And the exhibition, this whole project has been funded by the National Arts Council. If you're from South Africa, you may be familiar with the National Arts Council if you're an artist, or if you've heard of it. But if not, then you should know that it's a government funding organization for the arts, but only nationally. They only fund artists of South Africa. And I have just been so blessed to receive that funding, because it has allowed me to be able to create art at a faster pace as well, because now I have the resources that I have been needing. And still working on more though. That's the thing about funding. You get funding, and money is gonna get used up because you're spending it on a range of things. We are artists, but at the very same time, we are human beings. We need to eat, we need to travel, we need to dress up, we need to feel good, look good, and feel good. So money gets used up. But the thing is, it's nice when you have that capital to start up your thing, to get your project going, get some fuel for your project. And that's exactly what this funding has been to me. It has been fuel to fund my first solo exhibition, and that is currently what I'm working on right here. But I felt that I wanted to share this whole process with people so that when you come to my exhibition, you have seen me at work doing it. You have a backstory. You know what I'm creating, and when you come to the exhibition, you're coming for the full experience, because we're going to create a lot of beautiful art, and I just want to enjoy creating it with you in your presences. And I've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel for the longest time. I won't lie. I've been thinking about starting it. And it's not that I've been procrastinating. I don't think it's fair to just assume that it's always procrastination. Sometimes life happens. Life happens. I'm a mom right now. My son is turning 3 years old soon, but the past 2 years of my life, I have been looking after my son. I have not had time for anything else. I've just been looking after him, and it's been amazing, actually. I don't feel like I've been missing out on anything. I've been enjoying raising my son. And of course, it comes with its own challenges, but those challenges are what have put me here right now making this YouTube channel, because now I see what benefit the YouTube channel could bring for my family financially, and also just to propel my career, because I don't like the narrative of being a starving artist, because I feel like art is a very powerful tool, and I can earn a lot of money from my art. I declare it right now in this video that this YouTube channel, I declare it in the name of Jesus Christ, that this YouTube channel, Krishna Loka Art, is going to be a success. I'm going to have hundreds, thousands, millions of viewers, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions of subscribers, and a beautiful community of people who enjoy to watch me work, who enjoy listening to my voice, who enjoy seeing my face, because not all my videos are gonna be just centered on the artworks. You will see me every now and then. Although I don't want this to be like a lifestyle vlog type of thing, because I'm very private about my private life, but my personal family life, I like to keep that to myself. I love my quality time with my family. I don't really see myself putting my family on the pedestal like that. But obviously, life happens. You will see my family pop in every now and then in my videos, because kids will be kids, So yeah, that is my declaration for this channel, and those are my hopes and dreams for this channel. And I'm gonna take it one step at a time, but I know